Galnet News Digest, 9th of August 3304. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, anti-slavery Supremo resigns amid rumours of royal rift. Far God roundup continues. Meatbags don't eat meat. To the commander who just blew me up. Anti-slavery Supremo resigns amid rumours of royal rift. In a dramatic move, Jarl Teredo, joint head of the Unchained anti-slavery charity, has resigned after an apparent falling out with his partner, Princess Aisling Duval. It's less than 2 months after Teredo merged his Universal Liberty charity with Aisling's do-gooding organisation to create the Unchained brand. Now he's walked away, leaving soon-to-be wed princess in sole charge of abolishing slavery throughout the empire. Significantly, Princess Duval, who is rumoured to be in a romantic relationship with Teredo prior to her engagement to Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester, has made no comment on her co-chief executive officer's departure. It's unclear what led Teredo to decide he could no longer continue in his role, but the recent attempt to assassinate the prismatic princess at an Unchained rally might have been a contributory factor. A spokesperson for Unchained wished Mr. Rochester well, and said that the charity's activities, including the part of the organisation that used to be Jarl Teredo's Universal Liberty, would continue to operate as normal. Far God roundup continues. The Federal Intelligence Agency has stepped up its investigation into the Thargoid-affiliated Far God cult, pledging to arrest and interrogate every last member of the organisation in its search for evidence of links to the Thargoid invasion fleet, leading to further sharply divided opinion in the community. The Galactic Interfaith Commune has criticised the arrests, blaming a climate of fear for the arrests and pledging to fight for the Far God cultists' freedom. By contrast, Juanita Bishop welcomed the ongoing programme of arrests, claiming that the alien lovers should have been eradicated long ago. The Guardian-worshipping cult of the Eternal Void, which was in conflict with the Far God cult, was recently declared illegal. The FIA has so far produced no evidence of any collusion between the Far God cult and the Thargoid aliens. Senior agent Mika Whitefield stressed that the operation was a matter for the security services, and that in a time of war, they were perfectly entitled to suspend civil liberties to allow the disruption of enemy activity. This is the first time a government agency has admitted that the conflict with the Thargoids is war. Meatbags don't eat meat. The Galactic authorities have woken up to the fact that thousands of combat pilots whose ships were destroyed by Thargoids are still floating around patiently in their escape pods, waiting for rescue, and have issued a general call to commanders to set out to rescue them. The Thargoids are also more than a little interested in gathering the escape pods, almost certainly as a nursery and snack for their baby Tharglets. Commanders have also been asked to provide a healthy meal for any rescued commanders in the form of grain, fruit and vegetables, as long periods in cryogenic stasis is known to have the side effect of turning the occupant vegetarian. To the commander who just blew me up. Reports have been surfacing of a range of new experimental weapons and effects. None of these weapons have been officially announced, but concerns have been voiced about their potentially disruptive effect on combat. The list of new weapons is said to include the HAL 9000 limpet, which makes the victim's ship non-responsive to the controls, and makes the Kovas intone, "I'm afraid I can't do that." The paintball, a multi-cannon that fires paint rounds that permanently overwrite the commander's paint job. And the F-bomb. On impact, this torpedo's explosion is an extremely loud and rude word, spoken in Colin Ford's voice. There are also weapons whose effect may not become apparent until the target approaches the station. The docking disruptor cannon fires an incredibly lifelike inflatable beluga, which completely blocks the mail slot. The commodity online purchase mine, which activates when you next buy commodities. It triggers a pop-up informing you that people who bought this item frequently also bought something else. There's also the Guardian gun, which informs your parents or guardian whenever you're mean or nasty to another commander, and the mag release missile, which on impact causes the commander's mag boots to fail. Laugh as your enemy floats helplessly around inside their ship, bouncing off the walls and into seldom explored areas of the cockpit. Follow this up with a railgun shot to the canopy to change the situation from hilarious to deadly serious. Finally, there are the following weapons whose effect speaks for themselves. The Alt-Tab Cannon, the Rebuy Removal Torpedo, and the Blue Screen of Death Plasma Cannon. The Pilots Federation has declined to comment, but Chief Weapons Designer Sandy Samarco is reported to have been taking notes. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.